Hey everybody, what's going on? We're here with a timeless reading. Okay, first card that we have out is the Hierophant. I'm also seeing 10 of Wands on the bottom of the deck, which can mean that something is feeling a bit much right now. The next card out is the Two of Wands. It looks like you're deciding something or figuring it out. Two of Wands, twos are like associated with choices. This can be like which way you want to take something here. Having the Hierophant, there can be like something that you have in mind that's sort of like motivating how you're going to make this decision. Can be something that you want to honor as you make this decision, like keeping that in mind. Or even a way that feels important for you to do this. Okay, more twos. I'm seeing the Hermit, I'm seeing Two of Pentacles. Seems like this isn't something that you can do on the spot. I'm seeing you have to sort of like pull back to figure this out. There's prioritizing that's happening. You may make a choice based off of like what you feel happiest about. Because it seems like there are options here when it comes to like how you're choosing and what you're choosing. And to have Two of Pentacles and Hermit reflecting on that, this is you trying to like make a decision that's aligned for you. Prioritize what's important to you. And also having the Sun on the bottom of the deck, it can be like, well, what's going to be fun for me? Or what's going to be exciting for me? Or what do I feel happiest doing? Or what do I feel most energized doing? That can also be part of the decision as well. There can also be a focus on like wanting to honor your inner child too, because the Sun is associated with that. So in the midst of all of this, it looks like something's happening. It looks like something's happening that is impacting you mentally. That may be part of why it's hard to do this and why you felt like you couldn't figure something out on the spot, and why the Hermit is here. Because Hermit showing up is like, I need some time to think about this in order to figure out what I want to do. You do feel overwhelmed at first, but then it seems like that clears out and we're left with the Nine of Cups, which feels like you go through a process. It may feel a little bit... It looks like there's something that was troubling you as you were moving through this, but then I'm seeing that be done. And then ending with the Nine of Cups is being like, okay, I know how I'm feeling and I know where I stand. So you feel like you cleared out what you needed to. And this can also be something going on mentally for you where you're like, I'm trying to get to the heart of my emotions within this, and I have to sort of move through the airwaves here mentally for me. So once I can get past just like my thinking brain, I'm gonna get to the heart of the matter here. So that's what I'm seeing you figure out. But it seems like it wasn't easy to get to that spot. Nonetheless, I'm seeing you get to this point where you're like, okay, I feel comfortable and I feel more confident about what I want here. I think you also are realizing too what may have been making it difficult for you to get to this point as well. Like, why were you needing to like go through what you were going through to sort of get to this point of understanding how you were feeling, but especially like what you wanted and what felt most important to you, or what feels most important to you. There are a couple different things that I'm seeing going on here. One, there's some heavy stuff mentally that you're moving through. Two, like you're getting to the point of understanding how you feel, and maybe getting to this point of having a realization that feels important, especially on an emotional level, while also trying to balance. I'm seeing something happen that you feel sad about, and I'm seeing that weigh very, very heavily on you currently. Like you could have wanted something and felt like a situation like really didn't meet your expectations, but this could have also brought to light that you had expectations as well. So it's like you're understanding yourself and you're getting to a point where you're like, I'm feeling more familiar or more knowing with myself. And also at the same time, because we have Five of Cups here, it can feel like a chance was missed that you wanted, or that like you knew what you wanted and it didn't work out that way. And this Five of Cups feels very, very, very heavy. So I think you're trying to balance both like what you want and also deal with feeling massively disappointed about something. And that can be a difficult like line to be walking on right now, because you have to be open enough to be in touch with what you want, but also when we're going through something painful, we want to shut down. So, and you can't like do one without the other. So if you're feeling like this is too much for me and I want to shut down because something feels very overwhelming at this point, then it's going to be unclear to you what you want. However, if you're like opening yourself up and sort of in this moment of realization about what you want, that means that you're also fully feeling this, which isn't feeling good at all. It's feeling like too much at this point with Ten of Wands. Very, very heavy. So it's like trying to stay plugged in and trying to stay connected, but it hurting. You could have been upset about the way that something happened too. I'm seeing that as well. There is, I feel like I said this before, but there's so much going on energetically. It's like working through this, but it's not just, you're not only working with one element here. It's like we start off with earth element with the Hierophant, and we also have Virgo here too. So we have Taurus and Virgo. So these are both connected to like materially, physically. There's a story that's playing out for you. And there are also a lot of choices, and you have different reasons for why you're making the choices that you're making too. Because Hierophant is connected with it too, and then Hermit is connected with it too. And then they're like all connected with one another. So it can be like these different parts of you that have different reasons for making decisions that you make. And then also we're seeing there be like equal air and then equal water. So it can be like head versus the heart, and trying to move through that in a pretty uncomfortable situation. Like Nine of Swords can be like not feeling like you're in a great spot mentally, because Nine of Swords is like usually like the biggest struggle that we're feeling as far as an indicator card when we're talking about the air. And then it can be too like feeling beside yourself to the point where it's like I need to calm down before I can actually even function. And then you also see a Ten of Swords on top of it, so that can be like I was worried that this was gonna happen, or like I had a fear about this. And then also we have Nine of Cups too, so it can feel too like there was something in the air that you could have wanted. And then Five of Cups can be like, and then that didn't happen. And now I'm seeing this Knight of Cups here, which is a message that you're getting. And I'm seeing the Tower on the bottom of the deck. So this can be something that like you weren't expecting to receive this message, or you weren't expecting this person to come through, something like that. So you're dealing with all of that, right? You're like in the midst of sort of processing. Something important here about being vulnerable and transparent about feelings, like rather than avoiding them or running away. So we have Knight of Cups and we have Page of Swords. So this is like somebody communicating something to another person and there being like a conversation. So it's like, I feel like this, and there's sort of like learning and understanding that's happening through the conversation, where it's like, okay, I didn't know that before, or like I'm learning this about you, or I'm learning this about myself. And in the middle is the Chariot. And so this can mean that it's not easy to do this, and one may have to be like strategic about the way that they accomplish it. Nonetheless, like it's going to be figured out. But it can be hard to sort of like be present to one's experience as they're going through this, because it doesn't like necessarily feel good to be present through it. It feels like quite uncomfortable, and there can be a feeling of it being uneasy. And then also to be transparent and to potentially be communicating about it too, that can be like additionally difficult to accomplish. But one may feel like they have some type of responsibility, is what I'm seeing, of needing to show up, like even though they're going through all of this. That can be the feeling, because we start with the Hierophant, which is about us showing up in a way that's aligned with like what we believe and how we believe we should be showing up, connected with this King of Pentacles here. So it's like, I said that I was going to play this role or show up in this way, and so like I'm honoring my commitment to do that, or I'm honoring my promise to do that. And then in the corner we're seeing there be Knight of Cups, and in the other corner we're seeing Two of Pentacles. So this can be like trying to formulate communication about something, but having a difficult time trying to figure out how exactly to do that, especially because this isn't something that's necessarily easy to be like bringing into a conversation space, because it's not easy to be processing. So it's just like a complicated thing that's happening here. I'm not seeing anything impossible, but it does feel like there's a need for one to like maybe honor the commitments and responsibilities that they have, even though it can be difficult to do that and to express that. Because it looks like it potentially like made something impossible to happen, yet I'm still seeing there be like an overcoming through reflection about how one's feeling, and also being open and responsive to what's going on currently. So it seems like there's learning on both sides of this as well. Someone's trying to figure out what they want. They're trying to sort of look at what's going on, all while dealing with, again, like a difficult situation, trying to ground, because I'm seeing King of Cups on the bottom of the deck. So this can be somebody feeling like there's a certain way that they want to show up, and they also feel like before they can do that, they sort of need to get it together, and then they're going to be able to come through in the way that they need to. So I'm seeing Taurus, I'm seeing Cancer, and I'm seeing Virgo here. All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everyone for connecting, Thank you for tuning in. I am sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.